The graffiti positions, we see the party area has been taken over by large men, way too big for those swings. So he's having a look towards long. They do have the range advantage, the CTs, but they're not moving back. Nitro and ELEAGUE around the toilet area, and here they come with some flashbangs in tow. 3 kills for Rain, though. P250s in pistol rounds. Love to see that.
That's a great start. It's going to be really tough for Liquid to find the kills now, especially now Twist has gone down. So JDM's all is left, and he may just be thinking about getting some money here, because his chances to win the round will be quite difficult, especially once he spotted Nico just immediately after getting tagged once, snapped straight to his face. Lovely stuff there from the likes of Rain and Nico in this round. And this is very scary now, because FaZe are going to be able to dictate the pace and really start to assert themselves immediately, and that is just not what Liquid wanted.
Again, I love to mention it, a P250 round, a P250 in the pistol round is always very strong versus the Glock. Gives you almost twice the range for a one shot to the head, and definitely allowed Rain to get those kills there. I think maybe he gets one of those 3 kills with a Glock from the range he was, at least with that one bullet. And he was dropped at the P250. He had his Kevlar as well, so he was the raid boss for that round.
It feels more consistent as well since the update to the pistols. Like sometimes, I mean, the first bullet on the Glock feels good, but then the spray and so on, it feels so much more inconsistent. So I think we're starting to see a lot more of it, which I think is really awesome. Like the way that that's panned out, that it sort of encourages a bit more utility. And if you want to buy utility, that P250 makes a lot of sense, because you're not going to get the Kevlar. So get the P250 as well. So it's been a great change. I've been enjoying it a lot.
FaZe will have 3 rifles coming into this round. Nico and Olaf Meister with the AKs, Guardian with a Galil. Rain may be the point man with the MAC-10. And Karrigan's there with the UMP. Looking at the buy from the CT side, it's a forced buy from everybody except for JDM, who's got 1250 in the bank, obviously saving for the sniper rifle in the buy round. ELEAGUE with a very aggressive peek there with the scout, as is common on overpass in a round such as this, but no connection made early. You see a slow start. Karrigan just keeping an eye on the booty there. Olaf Meister on top. Now it seems FaZe may take some map control towards B.
Yeah, this is really cool. The slow approach is really nice here. Just make sure you don't get caught off guard, then put all the bodies into a bomb site at once so you don't get sort of caught off in a 3v1 or something like that, and then the gun gets stolen away, things get very awkward. But this is a great way for FaZe now, as they are going to be together, to just make sure that they don't get surprised.
But look at JDM's position. He's in the playground area. He knows that absolutely nobody is towards A, at least apart from Connector. So Liquid are slowly stacking the B bomb site. We've got ELEAGUE on the final rotation as the push comes in. But will it do anything? They're all in different positions, Liquid. They can't really combine their guns. They do have a crossfire in the short position, but FaZe are taking it slow. They still have 40 seconds. There's no need to commit to an early bomb plant. They can focus on taking out these numbers. Rain again delivering multiple kills. Now we're down into a 3 versus 1. JDM from the back, but he will get whacked. One thing I haven't mentioned yet is the GoTV picks, and I was going to go with Rain for this map on both sides, and he has had a good start so far, 5-1 for the time being. So for those of you in GoTV, I would pick Rain. What about you, Dan?
On the T side, for me, when the FaZe get to the CT side, Rain is definitely my pick. I think he's like the best toilet player in the world. But I know, James. I just want to say Rain and Nico for this map, just generally speaking. Those guys. But I think, you know, FaZe are going to be very happy with how that round went. They lost 2 players, which ultimately is against the force buy. Like force buy, teams are getting so good at doing damage from force buys, especially on the CT side, where, you know, as you say, you can get a spot where you can take risks, you can stack sites, and that can be really tough to deal with, even if you have a really good execution plan. But FaZe, they handled it really well. They lost only 1 player on the follow-up anti-eco round. This is really a perfect start for FaZe, and the pressure is on Liquid because you need AWPs, you need to take early risks and gambles at the CT side, but right now Liquid are in this position with no economy, so if it goes wrong, and there's always a risk to be taken, you know, there's always risks when you're going aggressive, then they lose the AWP, then they can't play with an AWP, they have to start buying FAMAS, UMPs will start to come out, life gets very hard, so this is a must-win round for Liquid.
JDM had a forward spawn, and he's choosing to go for a connector peek, which is quite curious, but sometimes you have a more aggressive peek than he's going for, but he's not on the screen right now. So we'll look at Nico, who's looking for a jump boost. From where his crosshair is, you expect a CT to jump from left to right. and sail into his position, but it won't just yet. That smoke grenade will go towards the balcony up, but this is a fast play from FaZe. Nobody spotted towards short B. We've got the CTs at the back once again. That's a lot of information for rounds to come as well. Stereo frags from Nico and Olofmeister, and Guardians there to trade after Elite takes Nico down.
What a great round so far from FaZe. They managed to hit the bomb site though. The fighting will continue. Twist trying to provide some level of pressure there from the jungle position, but no grenades left really. Nitro with a single flashbang and Twist isolated, eventually picked off. Karrigan with another headshot to show as well for the finish. 3 players surviving for FaZe. They've effectively disintegrated Liquid's economy. It's pretty weak at this point in time. Of course, the loss bonus is occurring, but again, it's that situation where Liquid are on the back foot here. FaZe have the run of the map. They can start playing with Liquid, trying to condition them. And so far, I've been enjoying the fact that FaZe are just taking it. They're giving Liquid a lot of respect, and they're sort of just feeling them out a little bit. They're not trying to go too aggressive. They're not trying to run with, you know, heavy sort of confidence-based plays. And of course, you know, FaZe are the team that have every single player on the team can do incredible things when they're playing with just confidence and taking big risks and trying to sort of just outskill their opponents. But perhaps Liquid will have time to think about this approach. We do have a technical timeout.
Jab in the arm. I got jabbed in the arm. I had a rabies vaccination before I came here.
What, to the ELEAGUE studios?
Yeah, not that I think that there's rabies in the ELEAGUE studio. It wasn't related. So somebody has a game sound issue, which is what this pause is for. Speaking of 4-0 for FaZe at present, and they've put Liquid back on the pistols. $3,000 again. After this round, Liquid will be at maximum loss bonus, so at least for 1 round, they'll have everything they want. They'll also want the round win though, and they might not get that. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so really, it's really tough map. Obviously, I do wonder sometimes how it is, you know, from the perspectives of the teams and players, you know, going up against the likes of FaZe on this map, just because, you know, when you're a professional player, one of the things you want to condition into your mindset is sort of just playing the map, playing the game. You're not trying to play the opponent as much. You're not thinking, oh, you know, I'm playing against Guardian. There are some spots where you know your preparation by watching demos, you'll think, okay, the way I'm going to use my AWP on this map, I have to be aware how Guardian plays his positions on certain sites. So you take that into consideration to a certain degree when you're playing at the very, very top level. But generally speaking, you know, there's I do wonder if some level of intimidation does sort of sneak into the mindset of players when you're up against the likes of FaZe, who have such a dominant record on this map. And also, you know, Liquid are playing with a stand-in. In some cases, that's going to be like, you know, helping a team because they will feel like there's much less to lose in that situation, that, okay, you know, we lost the tournament, but we had a stand-in. You have that inherent excuse, but that can make teams play better, it can make the teams play worse at the same time. So we'll have to see what the case is in this tournament for Liquid. That is a very colorful keyboard that Nitro has there.
Oh, that's curious.
That is really colorful. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Come on, man, we need keyboard cam. That was... Don't often see color changes like that. I'm impressed.
It reminds me of the arcade game where you like press different buttons and it's like you have to solve. It's like a color logic solving problem. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I have no idea how to describe it.
No.
So okay, well we're screwed then. best move on.
Alrighty then. Well, we see clicking going on.
I just want to look at Nitro's keyboard. Can we do that?
Hopefully we can. My mice are black. What color is your mouse?
Also black.
The white mouse looks nice. Probably better for you know, when you've used your mouse for a long time and it's kind of gets shiny on the mouse buttons. I think the white mouse is probably better for that. If it has a kind of almost enamel-y finish, as that one appears to have. So Twist gives a thumbs up. He appears to be good to go. 4-2. Okay, yeah, it's 4-0. I think he needs to do a round restore.
Yeah.
People have been faffing about. Make sure your Twitch accounts are connected to your Steam account if you want to be eligible for one of these drops in the game. Lovely Boston drops. Boston Major.
Oh, that reminds me.
It's pretty cold in Boston.
Yeah, I need to connect I have the laptop in the green room. I need to connect that. And
to the internet?
To the game, yeah, to the game so I can get those drops as well. I always miss out on the majors, James, because I'm here.
I don't out on the majors because you're at the major.
Yeah, well, the drops in the major. I guess that's what I mean. But you have like 10 accounts for the purpose of farming the drops, James. Have you set up like your cluster of PCs?
No, they're retired now. I don't do it anymore. I don't do drops anymore. I decided to buy everything I wanted.
It's really funny because there's so many people like building clusters to you know, for like all the CPU power has been like a very popular thing recently for, you know, Bitcoin mining the last few years. But you do it to mine CS:GO skins for the major. I like it. I like your style.
Yeah, but it's all over now. It's in the past. It's history. And I deny all accusations. Timer has been unlocked. 10 seconds to go until we see Liquid with a few pistols. And they've only got one smoke grenade in this situation, and they can afford to spend some more money in a round such as this because they will get max loss bonus should they lose it. So the point of that being is you see some other European teams when they're on an eco, especially on a map more like Inferno, more common, they'll get a lot of smokes to try to delay and thwart the anti-eco round from their opponent, put them into a situation where time is of the essence and they have to take gambles, then they can punish them with their pistols. So it's always nice to see more smokes and more direction with some smoke grenades, but we won't see it this time. Connector though is always a good position to play up close. So far so good.
Yeah, Ranger sort of diving in there wanting to go for a trade, but he was always going to be in a 2v1. You can see the spacing wasn't great for his teammate behind him to get the trade immediately. So this is turning into a bit of a messy round here for FaZe. You don't really want to play on the CT's terms like this. So I think, you know, sort of as James was about to get at, you know, that is the most dangerous part of the map in a round such as this, just because of the pistols. And, you know, a lot of teams just decide to completely ignore this area of the map. You can just go long, you can go monster, you go together. Then these are all positions on the map where, as you're moving as a team, it's very easy to space together, to trade very well. And it's also, you have better ranges to play with to maximize your advantages with your rifles. So it is a bit surprising to see that, but perhaps it's just them trying to be unpredictable.
Look at the time on the clock now. There's 30 seconds and the bomb is not even halfway up long A at present. Imagine if these three players had smoke grenades. They would probably win the round at this point. And this is something that we need to see from more teams in this situation, because it's an opportunity lost and it's a significant one.
Well, there's some firepower here for the CT side to get some damage in there and maybe make things a little bit complicated. Nitro collecting an AK in the flank. If Zeus can keep them occupied here, keep the heads turned towards them, Nitro can do damage, picks off Nico from the back. However, that bomb being planted and the lack of a kit on Nitro puts him in an awkward spot, but he is going to have loads of money next round regardless, so there's no way you ever want to save this gun here. You want to go for maximum damage, and that's what Nitro's trying to do. Another frag from Nitro. Can he get one more here? There's actually still time to defuse as well. If he gets an immediate frag, Guardian has to play the time here. That's the sure thing. A prolonged engagement, the spray comes in. Nitro, oh, he can get a save on the AWP. That's big, actually. And Guardian doesn't want to let it happen, and he'll be successful. He'll die, though. And that's so much damage from Liquid. Really good job there.
Yeah, if they are able to string some rounds together, then that may play a part in the story of this match later on. Nice decision-making from Nitro towards the end, even though he fell on his sword. He knows that he couldn't run away. It was too long a channel to not get shot in the back, so he chose to stand and fight. Did all that he could, but here we are. 5-0 in favor of FaZe Clan. Nothing but momentum for them, moving as the train is over the bridge. But now we've got big aggression from Liquid, ELEAGUE and JDM forward around the smoke. Look at this position from ELEAGUE. He should hit the players running behind him, but they will be able to trade as the spray takes too long on Carrigan.
And JDM is still in a forward position here. He's actually going to be rotating through the toilets too long, but he's not really anticipating the speed and the pace from FaZe. That's a pretty big misestimation from JDM, and that could cost his team the round, because we can start to see now FaZe with that 4v3. They're creeping up onto the A site from long. They're waiting for Nico to create some space here to wrap through the other side. You really want to be able to split correctly here, and so Nico is very pivotal here to create a sort of a position where the defense is distracted, is split up. Nico, 1v1. Oh, he doesn't turn back here. This should be the 3-1 here for Nitro, but he does get traded immediately. Good approach, FaZe with the bomb plant, and now Liquid in a bad spot.
Twist and Zeus, last two versus three players, and Twist is on full utility. Don't want to faff around with grenades for too long though, but flashbangs will be important. Molotov trying to eliminate some of these positions, and Zeus making his way. Spots one player towards default. Flash is there, maybe from the T side, but Twist picks off Rain. 2-on-2 now. Both these players have got kits, and there goes Guardian. Olofmeister is alone. There are smokes around the site. Is it covering the bomb though? He's peeking. They'll double peek him and get on the bomb. And that will be the first round for Team Liquid. Only surviving with 2 players, but again, maybe the damage they did in earlier rounds, thanks to Nitro, will have a part to play in the next round.
And that's an interesting round, actually. That's a round where I would love to go back and watch that sort of in slow motion to see sort of how FaZe allowed Liquid in this 3v2 where FaZe are the ones controlling the choke points to get into a position where they can win the 2v3, you know, pushing through these choke points. That was a pretty great effort from Liquid, but you have to wonder exactly what was it that went wrong there for FaZe. But as we move forwards, this is still a great opportunity for FaZe. Their economy has been absolutely ruined by some good efforts of Liquid previously, but now is FaZe's opportunity to potentially reset Liquid's economy.
What's cool for the CT side as well is that they are changing their setup every round. Previously, they had 2 around the balloon area and 1 in Connect, and now they've got Nitro around the balloon area, JDM and ELEAGUE coming up long. But they haven't seen anything just yet. You see Olofmeister's passive position. JDM's got his knife out. They assumed that no one was around there. They assumed it might be a fast B, and that's cost them dearly.
And this is interesting, like sometimes when you see a CT push like that early, it is a cue for the T's to just run into the B bomb site, because you know that they're only going to be 2 their maximum, and you can get like maybe a 4 versus 2, 4 versus 1 with the, you know, how the nades fall and isolate the players on the site. But you can see that FaZe realize and respect that they weren't quite in the optimal position for that, so they're going to play the 4v4 out, which is really a great choice as well. And we see Nico do this so many times, trying to edge his way into an opening there as the rest of his teammates move in from Monster. And that is a beautiful way to get into a bomb site there. FaZe very gradual, very slow. Good timing though from every player. That's the team play that has really brought FaZe so far in these tournaments.
That smoke is so deep from Nico, and that really crushes whatever chance there was from Liquid to try and go for this, especially with the smoke up top as well. ELEAGUE spotted. That will keep FaZe on the bomb site for maybe longer than they would have been, though Rain will get other information. Hunting for ELEAGUE, knows he's gone already. So FaZe can try to save these weapons. Money might be tight for the T side, so they definitely need to. But look, going back to earlier on in the round where you saw JDM just running with his knife out, you do wonder if there are nerves on Team Liquid. They know what it means to lose this round after winning only round number 6 so far, and then getting reset, and that might make them cut corners and just start charging down for a flank, expecting a fast play in towards B. Didn't happen, and put them at an early disadvantage despite the trade. 6-1 now. Some money, some weapons were saved. No buy around them, but by no means will it be ideal.
It will be quite curious to see how Liquid decide to try and bounce back into this one. This is one of the reasons why Overpass is such a cool map, because you can sort of talk endlessly about all the different setups the CTs can run, all the freedom they have, how they can pressure the map, how they can take so much map control very early on and play with the Ts from that sense. So Liquid is not in a position where they are lacking options, and you can see they'll take sewers aggressively here. I love that play. Now the question is, how do they want to play off of this? Some teams give it up immediately, but it can be so valuable just to hold the center of the map in this way, because you can get so much information, you can block off rotations, you can cheat a player from the B defense to reinforce A. Having sewers gives you so much, and then also the impetus is on the T side to say, hey, we realize you've got this bit of map control, we should retake this before we actually show our hand and tell you exactly which site we're going to commit to. Love this setup from Liquid.
Another different setup, so the changes are promising from the Liquid side, but the situation is not. 6-1, essentially a force buy in this round. And FaZe are playing the numbers game. They don't really know what is going on, but the trade kills will tell them should they be successful. JDM, if he scopes again, his position will be compromised, but he'll compromise Karrigan first. Difficult position to re-peek, and that is why. Now the bomb's been lost. It's laid at the feet of JDM, who continues to reposition. He sees the shadow from Guardian. The flashbang allows him to get into position. But Guardian has a good read as to what's going on as well, but it's a 2 versus 5. This is a perfect round so far for Liquid. It
is actually perfect. This is a really, really cool round here. That's see, it's his flank there, not being all too effective, but it doesn't matter because JDM did such good work at Toilets holding off the push, and they had all the information there, and it played out perfectly. Like, again, one thing, if you are, an aspiring IGL in-game leader that, looking to sort of improve things and understand some TD setups, just look at how Liquid decided to play aggressively into the sewers. They had a round where FaZe weren't pressuring it, so they had time to set up, 3 players around it. Eventually, a certain amount of time had passed. Enough information was there on the A side of the map for them to make the call at 40 seconds. Okay, it's very, very likely that they're actually going to go for that A play. We have the setup there. We cheated the player over. We can initiate the flank now. Zeus will confirm that with that initial bit of the bit of map control he gets from the flank. And boom, perfect info, perfect setups from Liquid.
That second shot onto Rain was so important for JDM, and it's not an easy one to land either. And they've broken the money of FaZe. FaZe force around what they have. JDM goes down early. Again, those aggressive plays, but can the gun be protected? Doesn't seem so. Guardian and Rain with AWPs, and I'm sure Rain will throw that sniper over to Nico or Olofmeister, as they are both capable snipers. Don't often see Rain with one though, and indeed he'll take the Galil, leaving Nitro to entertain in the connector area. Although Nitro smoke hasn't quite worked, there is a gap below it, which makes things awkward for him. So he will get out of connector. Meanwhile, FaZe start to gather around B bomb site.
And again, you can see, we saw the setup earlier, Nico is always going to be the man coming in from short. Sometimes he just does it and lurks there alone and gets entry to sites and can win the round by himself, but he has a lot of help. Rain is there to take down Zeus. Nico will go down, but we can see the setup there, the spacing from FaZe, able to trade out easily thanks to Olofmeister, and now the bomb is down. A 3v2 again, but this time we should expect FaZe to actually come out with the W. It's so unlikely. Surely Liquid can't get something going here.
Nitro's got one flash, and that better be the best flash of all time, because he's got an MP9. That range absolutely sucks. ELEAGUE's got to do big work here. 2 players now moving around the pillar position, but they don't know that. They've got to check everywhere else. Have they seen both players now? ELEAGUE with an angle, but not the frag. Nitro's got an upgrade, but he's running out of time. He doesn't have a kit either. He's peppering these players, finishes one off, but Rain is there to trade. Ooh. Liquid get reset again.
He almost had time for the spray transfer onto Rain, who would have died in 1 bullet. If it hit Rain in the stomach or something like that, he would have just died. That's actually insane. That was so close. And again, a 2v3 where FaZe had a great setup on the site. So that bodes well for Liquid, that they're able to, in those scenarios, do so well. But ultimately, it's about the rounds, and they've only got 2 of those. So now we can see 2 CZs. This is like the half-buy situation, the Scout, well actually no, sorry, the Force situation due to the reset. And we've got Scout, FAMAS, 1 M4. It is not ideal.
Yeah, I don't think Liquid can really take much solace in anything from that round, because their situation is dire. It's like having a block of butter, Dan, with no knife. How do you consume the butter? You can't think of that.
You can use your credit card. It's fine.
You're not supposed to solve the metaphor
right.
that I'm trying to put on the table there. But thank you.
Well, this is very interesting, actually. I think FaZe had a great approach here. Charging up long, it was abandoned. Liquid quickly realized it, though. And now things are actually getting interesting. Liquid have players in position. The spray down comes in, but it does nothing. They line up, but still, the frag's coming in for Liquid. And it seems as though when the odds are really against them, that seems to be when they have the, some of the most favor in some of these rounds, because they completely caught FaZe off guard here. FaZe were able to get halfway up A long, and then they stopped to check every corner. Sort of not kind of committing fully to a gamble and trying to, I think, do the sensible thing. I think there's an argument for both plays there. I don't think either one is wrong.
Who knows how, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, it's Counter-Strike. Sometimes you hit some headshots, James.
Indeed, and again, this is a big situation for Liquid. This is a very big round that they have just won, because the money on FaZe is terrible.
Yeah, they got a Force buy.
It's not showing money on the screen there, but they've got 3 players have got 1,500, 1 player's got 25, 1 player's got 28. Their money sucks.
Yeah.
So Liquid, this is the opportunity to get back into this half, to give themselves a fighting chance moving into the second half. Also, can I just say that using a credit card to cut butter raises serious hygiene issues, Dan?
Well, you'd wash it, of course, first.
How do you wash a credit card?
You use soap.
Effectively.
You wash other stuff.
I'm not a believer. I know. You're not in your kitchen washing a credit card with soap. That's not happening.
Well, I'm not MacGyver. That's the best I can really do.
That's not happening. You're just not doing that. Don't lie to me, Dan.
One thing as well, actually, that's interesting here is that we can actually note that FaZe opted to go for a full save. Now, this is actually a bit out of the ordinary because in this sort of situation, their money is so low, as James said. You're going to be having to, if you want a proper buy, a full buy, you actually have to save 2 rounds in a row anyway. And so normally, if you force buy, you actually get a chance to win a round, do some damage, and you'll still have enough for a full buy due to the loss bonus by the time you get to that same position had you just saved twice anyway. So it's really interesting to me, and this is. Suggests that they want to buy next round. And look at this, they'll only have really like 2 AKs at best, you know, so this is really, really interesting. It tells me that, are they just gonna half buy now, or what's going on exactly?
Yes, that's a...
Because it's weird, because again, like,
the
economy of Liquid was so bad in the previous round. If they force bought and won that round, Liquid would have been reset and would have nothing now.
Yeah, so they've gone for the force buy from the previous round. On this round.
Doesn't make sense, James.
Which makes it an eco buy, but let's kind of mix the 2 rounds together. So they've gone for a it's an interdimensional force buy.
I mean, I guess like they have more money to spend in this round, and that's like the major difference. So we'll see how it plays out. Well, not very well, James. 2 players are dead immediately, so anything that they were planning here has been stopped. So now they have to just make it work. They've got to get the frags. It's the only way back into this. They've got to get 2 kills. And it looks like ELEAGUE will not let that happen. Very strange.
Ooh, sit down.
Very, very strange.
Down. Yeah, that is a curious one.
The call doesn't really make sense. But Nitro's keyboard, that is great. Look at it.
It is quite fun. I'm impressed.
Screw the analysis, James. I just want to stare at that thing. It's like Hypnotoad. Just I could stare at that all day. Be hypnotized. How's he done this, James? How has he done this?
I need a closer inspection. Right then, FaZe are back on the buy. Guardian is on an AWP, very important informations. And it's a big presence from the T side in Connector early on. And if ELEAGUE makes his way down there, he may be in for a nasty surprise. olofmeister lurking once again, trying to catch somebody off guard. Taking them by surprise, but this time Liquid are not going to spend too much time around the party area. You see this boost. This is an angle that you can take from a box which is a bit further back, but there is more cover for ELEAGUE. Obviously, though, not enough. If you are watching Rain and Go TV, then that must be glorious.
Rain is quite the player. It's quite interesting because he has in the past been stepped on a little bit because of the players he plays with, but he's just been so consistently amazing, and he has a great shooting style with rifles as well. Like, you can really see the difference. And as this door opens, it's going to be quite curious whether he bests the AWP. He won't. JDM is going to hold it down. JDM's been good this game so far. He's had some big plays, and that's one more to add to the books here as he looks for the next frag. Will Nico offer it up? He's baiting here. Oh, that's beautiful there. Just toying with JDM, making him look to the left. Guardian peeks from the right with a superior angle and gets the frag. That is awesome.
Nitro and Twist remain. Twist is on the B-bomb site. He's around the smoke. Nitro on the high ground, but what gamble does he take, Twist? He has to gamble. It's 2 versus 4. Goes up over the smoke, and no one's covering the angle. There's 1 kill, but can he get a second one? He manages to fall back. Can he run distraction for Nitro? He can. This is massive from Liquid. 2 versus 1, 20 seconds for Guardian to find these frags. He's got a Glock out versus these rifles, and he has been decapitated. That was from the brink from Liquid. They should not have been winning that one.
Yeah, that's like maybe 3 rounds now where you look at it and you're like, wait, hang on. Wait, Liquid won that round. They had nothing. Look at this 2v4. It's unbelievable, and it obviously Twist hit this amazing timing to get the kill on the bomber. When they actually FaZe thought it was safe, they started kind of panning out a little bit to take a little bit more map control. We had Karrigan going off the short, some players distracted, moving back down towards Monster, leaving the bomber open for like that 1 split second, and that's when Twist comes in. Really, the stars aligning there for them. They have an opportunity now to make a half of this, which is crazy. If we consider the opportunities FaZe have had, the advantages they've had, this is how are we at this point? This is really cool for Liquid. Now we have a game on our hands, James.
So important that he didn't go down after the first kill in that situation. FaZe are lacking, Dan, like when Puff Daddy writes his own lyrics. There's a lot missing. It's not an ideal situation. olofmeister in the microwave. Manages to open the door though and escape for the time being. But not for long. Back in the microwave. 5 versus 2, and these pistols are not getting much of anything. all of a sudden, Liquid are making a match of this on Overpass.
Yeah. Guardian will get finished off, and that's 5 players surviving. That's going to be, I mean, look at the money now for Liquid. It's unbelievable to think, again, just the way that everything opened up, it's just, Liquid were able to do such consistent damage, and FaZe had some of these rounds which were very wonky, where they were able to win it, but then they lose every player, when they perhaps should have kept 3 alive, and then they do an anti-force buy round where they send 3 players taking 1v2s against people with pistols in connector. And that's another round where they lose way too much. Like this all adds up, and it adds up to what we're seeing here. A good clutch from Liquid, and boom, 7-7, lead on the economy. Let's see who wins, was able to get more rounds in the first half here. Really Liquid or FaZe. Ooh, look at the little setup there. Very cute stuff here from Nitro. Can get the peek on into the tunnel. That's beautiful there. Any trades? Nothing just yet. Rain is biding his time there in Connector. He doesn't want to push it just yet. Now they're gone.
Yeah, that's a massive frag from Nitro coming out of Connector, taking the player up in the balloon area. It's such an awkward situation. It's not ideal for either side, but here we are. 3 versus 2 now as there are trades around the B bomb site, and the bomb making its way through Monster. Not sure if Zeus saw it yet, but the rotation appears to be coming in, including a flank from ELEAGUE, who's heading towards Connector. What can FaZe make of this? Zeus buying time, but not really getting any more frags. Nitro's gone down as well. It's ELEAGUE alone, running out of bullets. Running out of HP. FaZe take the thin lead into the second half.
Yeah, that was pretty huge, and I think that was like one of those spots as well where you see the fact that, like, Zeus hasn't been playing at the professional level for a long time, and he was in this spot where he had a 1v2. Now, perhaps if you put, a Rain in that spot, a ELEAGUE, like pretty much anyone else on the server, they may have been able to handle it, but to get that one frag, then Liquid will close the round. Because Liquid, from a decision-making standpoint, they played that round excellently. They did everything right. FaZe won it because they're able to get, some of these very good individual engagements right at the end to make that scenario work in a 2v3. So FaZe 8-7, but I don't think they can feel too good about that half. I think so many things went wrong. I think if you look at the way the first 10 rounds went, that should have been they should have at least 10, 11, 12 rounds.
Yeah, they will feel like that should have been a 12-3 half for them. So they may be annoyed that they will feel like they've allowed Liquid to be in a position where they might win. Although I'm sure, being FaZe, they're confident that they still have no chance of winning.
Yeah, this is the scary side, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. JDM, he had that one noticeable round, but he didn't really have the greatest of times on the CT side, although in fairness neither did his team. But maybe he can be the difference maker in the second half. But first it will start with the pistol round. And we've got 4 of these 5 T players moving very quickly up, trying to play the numbers game versus the range advantage of the CT side. All Glocks here for Team Liquid, and they've done some good damage to Guardian.
Oh, absolutely, and Nico's in trouble here. Oh, Olafmeister comes in to save the day, like Superman. And now it's Rain. Oh, that is absolutely disgusting from Rain. That second kill was beautiful as well, and now Guardian is in quite a good position here. He's got the site to play with, lots of cover. The T's are at quite a big distance from him. He can get a couple of shots off before they close that distance. His teammates have time to rotate. Really is quite ideal. That Molotov will be fairly frustrating there, forcing Karrigan to sort of peek out from the containers very quickly, although he has found some safe space for the time being, but not for much longer. Twist is in the action. Nico, only one to respond now. Olof and Nico, the players from B, will secure the round. And I mean, in pistol rounds in CSGO, you never quite know what's going to happen, but this was the defining moment for FaZe in this round.
Yeah, Rain I think it was either Rain or Guardian who were closest to us, who just said, very nice hold, guys. Except they didn't say very, they said another word. But very will do for the purposes of the broadcast. Winning the pistol on the CT side is always good. And that's what FaZe have done, but can they avoid a force buy? FaZe have now won both pistol rounds. I think it's worth mentioning at this point. How much further can they go? Rain will be the point man, but an early flashbang sends Rain and Guardian away towards the toilets area. 3 people in the B bomb site for FaZe.
So I kind of like this. This makes a lot of sense. I mean, with the meta as it is right now as well, you have more deagles than ever. And what are the deagles good? They're good at these kinds of angles, very long range. You can get a peek, you counter strafe, and you can do it very quickly. You get a very accurate shot, and maybe that's a frag. And that frag can really go a very long way, but this is beautiful here. Playing the UMPs from good ranges, pulls out the USB, supreme confidence from Rain, and he's going for all 5, but he won't get it denied.
Can we just note that Rain shot 2 people with one bullet on the USP and killed him? Penetration kill
That's just
with a USP, I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's just a sign of things to come, James.
Look at this. Look at this. In the face, baby. Both your faces at the same time.
Oh, I think he tagged him through the other guy. I think that's how it happened. I don't think it was a headshot. I think it was a tagged him in the arm, headshot the guy behind, I think. Because they didn't die at the same time, did they?
It's all in the past now, Dan, but you've got to look forward to the future. Okay. Liquid ain't got nothing going on in this round. Although there is a deagle on Twist. 2 P250s, but there's not much of anything going on. So we will see them walk through the ground, walk past the birds, walk under the trees, create shadows of their own. But maybe it will be, that will be it. Carrigan coming to say hello. Surely nice lad. And there we go. Wipeouts.
One thing to quickly note is that Liquid actually saved a lot more money than a lot of teams would actually save on the T side, because they didn't get the bomb down in the first round. A lot of teams would spend all their money in the next round. Liquid only really got pistols. Like, one guy got a Kevlar, there was a couple nades, and now they have a situation where they have a maximum buy. The person who bought the AWP has 4 grenades, James, and armor, and head armor as well, also known as a helmet.
Also known as a helmet. Available in stores now. Got no referral code though. 4-round lead for FaZe. Guardian heading over towards long. Not much presence around the toilets area at all. A stronghold from FaZe Clan around the B bomb site, 2 in short B. And Nico, he's at the back keeping an eye on Monster. Alicia's been shot in the face by none other than Guardian, and he will be content with that, moving all the way back to the A site now, looking toward toilets, which is an unknown for FaZe, but they will surely trust that Liquid will take some more time to make their way through that area. And now Guardian begins to get more aggressive on his own. He's got no one to trade him.
Yeah, you can see, like, all these smokes are just so annoying for the T side. Guardian, oh, there you go. That's a quick shot. That's what he does. Now he falls back. This is perfect from FaZe so far. Very measured and considered, trying to play it safe. And right now, Team Liquid can't really quite find much of anything. And this is really annoying for them. Again, they had so much utility to play this round out. They want to get to these forward positions to then use the utility to get onto the site. But FaZe have played forward positions and they've denied them. They've used their own utility to stagger their push and to slowly but surely pull them apart, appendage by appendage, James.
5 versus 2, and Olofmeister's getting aggressive towards short B, trying to identify where these remaining players might be. He was still carrying the bomb. As I say that, the bomb is dropped. Much information is known now for FaZe, and JDM again, not really with a great opportunity to do anything, unfortunately. When you're the last man standing, life kind of sucks.
Kind of over there. Hate to see that.
Bro fists. Hashtag bro fists. Hashtag clean your hands. Hashtag hygiene. Hashtag no credit cards. Cutting the butter.
It'd be an even spread though on some bread, I reckon, though. If you had some toast, I think it could work.
We can do this. If you really want to do it, I'm sure if I said to ELEAGUE, look, guys, can you get us a block of butter? So Dan
what temperature is the butter? You've got to like specify the temperature of the butter. That is a very big factor here.
I've never considered temperature of butter. You can choose the butter. How about that? Rushing into the B bomb site are the T's, and the utilities there for the CT site. The flashbangs will leave Liquid blind, wondering where they are. And that's where they are. Shallow graves in a dirty pit. Probably smells of urine. What's in urine? Is it ammonia? I think it's ammonia. Smells of ammonia. Let's be specific. Hashtag science.
That's why you know, urinating on plants. It's to fertilize them, because I believe to make nitrates you need ammonia. I'm pretty sure.
It's the first game we've commentated of the major, and we've made it to urinating on plants. Glad to be here. Olofmeister and Rain will be aggressive for the CT side in this round. Olofmeister keeping an eye on the connector position, and Rain will come in for support after that grenade, meaning there's nobody in the upper area, but Nitro is passive there. Look at the hunt from Liquid though. so risky when you're a CT running out of connector and you don't know what might come behind you around the party area. One of the more difficult spots in the first third of a round, if you will. And Liquid have made ground really early. They've got a minute 20 left.
It's going to be pretty interesting if... The thing is, FaZe are not really in a position to push anywhere on the map at the moment. It's too sort of risky. The timing is too early. So, ooh, FaZe, are they actually trying to make a forward play here? Does it look like Olaf is trying to push? There's two players right behind olofmeister at this point as well. They were looking to try to make a considered effort here. Oh, there's a gap in the smoke. I wonder if that is actually part of this smoke, if it's a set smoke here from them to achieve this.
I think the sink poking out was obscuring Twist's head. I think the sink saved him.
Ooh, there you go. The push comes in. I love this from FaZe. They want to take initiative. They want to reclaim this area of the map. They don't want to allow Liquid to just push them onto the site and then just run a set piece. Oh my god, Rain has found himself a very important flank here. Despite losing players on the bomb site, maybe there's a chance from Rain, but no, he gets taken down as well. Going for a very fast peek before his teammates have rotated. He spotted an opportunity, but it did not pan out, and now it's Guardian and Eco to 2v3, something that Liquid from this position did with great success.
Yeah, but this is going to be very awkward for Guardian with the AWP. Managed to get to the bank position, but there's no need for them to give up an angle to Guardian. No flashes on the Liquid side. They've been flashed by the CTs, but it hasn't yielded a kill. But Guardian's got some info. There's a fast second shot from him, and there goes the leash. Can they do it? Guardian unable to get the angle onto Nitro. The clock's ticking, but Nico's got to get the hold. No, Nitro comes out. Nico goes wide, but Nitro wins the duel. Keeps Liquid in this game. 8 rounds to the 13th of FaZe Clan, but FaZe are swimming in cash.
Yeah, it's really starting to build up, isn't it? Hop straight onto JDM there. And again, one of the reasons why, like what FaZe were trying to do there is the harder choice, because Liquid put two choices to FaZe. They said, look, we're pushing all these areas, we're using utility to slowly sort of push you out. You have two choices here. Either you do what is the easiest and safest, you go to the sites and play defense there, that's very reasonable, and most teams do that, or you try to take this position from us. Most teams don't try to do that. And FaZe going aggressive here. Beautiful timing from Rain. Gets himself a very quick frag. And again, look at the dominance straight away from FaZe. Trying to assert themselves on the map. And they continue to do so. Trades aplenty. It's the 3v3 though. And you start to wonder who this actually favors as now the rest of the round begins to play out.
I think if FaZe can identify how many players were in that aggressive duel, engagement rather, around the party area, then maybe they can put players elsewhere. Have a look at olofmeister. He's made his way through short B into this absurd position. And if there was running in the connector, I'm fairly sure that he would hear it from his position if his headphones are good enough. So he's giving his team a lot of information, and that allows him to put two people around the A position. Guardian looking over the smoke. Has he spotted a play by Tree though? No, that's cost his teammate his life. Misses a shot as well. And now maybe the advantage is with Liquid.
I love that play from Guardian, and again, if we're seeing sort of vintage Guardian, he would have had 2 kills already, so this is not a good round for him so far. Can he remedy it though? There is one small piece of redemption as he falls back and away. olofmeister needs to come in now from that flank, and he is coming. Now, will the timing work out here for him to get an angle? Yes, and there it is. Zeus is down, and the bomb is yet to be planted. It's on the ground now. Twist has to find a way with the 30 seconds afforded to him to try to clutch this. And olofmeister goes for the peak. I have no idea. He was so far out there, James. He was just going for it.
Yeah, well, he's not expecting... I mean, that's a great play from Twist, because Twist has 3 options. He can go and plant on the side for the stairs. He can run it down to the B bomb site, or he can take an off angle and just expect aggression from olofmeister. And that's the last option that olofmeister is expecting. Worst case scenario, he's expecting an object between him and Twist, where he can run towards the site, try and close the distance while the bomb plant's going down. Worst case scenario, Twist is going towards B, and his rotation will be faster. So it's great presence of mind from Twist to move forward, take an off angle, and catch olofmeister completely off guard.
And again, we'll see the forward aggression at the early round here from FaZe. They get information, and they also force Liquid to expend their limited utility now in just the question. Are they here? Are they over there? There's so many positions once the CTs go very deep early into the round where you just have to be responsible, you have to be diligent, you have to just clear everything. So just the mere act of showing presence that deep early on in the round creates a spot where Liquid have to use much more utility than otherwise they would. And it also slows the round down, which gives FaZe more time to get more information and to maneuver themselves and make plays themselves. And that is the reason why being aggressive very early on and overpass CT side is very important.
Nitro peeking with the bomb. Doesn't mean so much in this situation, but doesn't want to lose it. And now he's got 2 men in tow, so it's not so bad. Rain, he's too fat for the tree. And he's been taken down. Some inches off his waist and then some.
Yeah, it looked like he had to make the play much earlier there, but
Once again, look at Olofmeister's position. He's made his way through short B, and he can hold an angle towards Monster here, which allows the rest of his team to rotate, and they might just do that. Gamble stack 3 people on the A site. If Liquid come down the connector area, he's got an off angle. He might get 2 kills at best. We'll see how it goes. Guardian focusing these players down. He doesn't have cover, though, from the site. He gets traded immediately. Karrigan, though, 20 seconds. He can play the time.
there's actually someone waiting for the flank from Olofmeister. That is going to actually work out. Zeus gets that kill onto Olof, and now it's all about the frags on the site, and Karrigan's the last man standing, last line of defense. Can he do it? The Danish IGL, 8 seconds to go. They have to get the frag onto Karrigan, and eventually the pistol comes out for JDM, and he'll get the trade there. Going down to the last man for Liquid, not ideal, but they'll take it. That's the round for them, and sure, their economy is not in the best place ever, but it's FaZe who are worse for wear here. It is FaZe who have very little to spend.
I'm sure someone at home is like, oh my god, why was Karrigan peeking? There were 8 seconds left. Well, that's a very long 8 seconds when 2 people are running towards the bomb site. They need, at that point, to kill, not plant the bomb. So if he goes out and tries to cut them down, he's probably in a better situation a lot of the time. So that would be why he did that. He's got to scout this round. The only primary weapon on the team. Everybody else on pistols, which would be considered secondary.
Ooh, that's very close. Gotta be very careful. You don't know what pretty much every single one of the players on FaZe can do with a deagle. Olofmeister looking for a wayward player. Look at this, the masses have assembled. They have all now congregated, well, decided to congregate around the B-bomb site, leaving only Karrigan with the scout towards A. And if Liquid decide to go in, then if they have good use of Molotovs, that said, there's only 1 Molotov, and now Nico's already getting in there. 1 quick kill, headshot onto Zeus. Olaf looking to get some info. He is the player with the least health here. They can try to sacrifice him for that information to bait him for Nico. There's the bait. Nico can't get the frag in return. And now there's more information here for Liquid as they start to push in.
Liquid starts to flow into the B-bomb site. That's a, oh no, it's a shot from ELEAGUE actually. And now the Mac-10 comes in. A flying Mac-10 to cut these players down, cut down the numbers as well. 3 versus 1. Karrigan can take 2 of these players down with 1 shot to the, well, below the neck. So this is still a tricky situation. And we've got, there's Twist in a forward position. He's the man with high health, and he doesn't get tagged, and he finishes off the job. 2 rounds now. I think, looking at how the first half was, didn't think we'd get this far, but here we are.
Oh yeah, it's pretty impossible to predict who's going to win this match. And again, FaZe, with the record that they have on Overpass, with the quality we know that they can deliver, this is definitely a bit of a surprising matchup. And I think a lot of it does come down to that first half. And obviously, the CT side is where you really do fear FaZe, because again, just the dynamics of this map, it just works so well for them and their skill sets. But we'll see now how things work out for Liquid as they start to make a quick approach towards the toilets there. Initial smoke grenades pop down there to make their lives a bit more difficult. There's 2 players playing long here for FaZe. That is always an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
How are they going to play it?
Liquid are moving quickly past them. Liquid have won 4 rounds in a row, looking for their 5th. FaZe Clan have nothing left in the bank. It's probably Nico if they lose this one. Guardian spotted through the smoke, but he's still alive, and that's a problem. He's gone now, though. JDM delivering the kill on that T side. We were looking for these earlier on, and here they are. Karrigan coming back towards Long. ELEAGUE rips his face off, though. 2 versus 5. What can FaZe do in this situation? They've got to save these rifles. They can't keep going. Their loss bonus is so high, they could buy around them, but they're going for it. They believe in themselves, but as that clock ticks, neither player has a kit. I don't know if there's one on the site on a dead player. Olofmeister gets an upgrade, but they've got to get away. Surely there isn't time to do this, but they're still going for it. There goes Nico. Olofmeister, is he more focused on impact to the Liquid economy in this situation?
Yeah, money is not great, so it can definitely add up, but as you say, this is so heavily unfavorable. Olof is able to eke out some additional damage there, getting 2 kills in this round, but again, well, actually 1 player dying to the bomb as well, and that's not ideal, but what is ideal for Liquid is the fact they're actually getting rounds on the board, and 1 more and they have equalized, and they're very likely to do so as we are probably going to see half buy here from FaZe. I mean, they have around $3,400 to $4,000. That's not, you want to half buy this, even though you have the AK on Olofmeister, even though he could drop a rifle. You want to go into the next round with an AWP, with full nades, with the ability to assert yourself on the map. That's what Overpass is about.
Get smoke grenades.
Yes.
I want to see smoke grenades and CZs and people around the connector position. This is Youth barking orders to his team. And, I mean, it is still early days, but I like what I've seen from Liquid in respect to the constant changing of setups on their CT side. I mean, yes, they didn't have much success, but the ideas are there, and I think it's a good structure. Not being predictable is very important on the CT side. So, we have 2 smoke grenades and a bunch of pistols for FaZe Clan. Olofmeister, how aggressive will he be with this AK-47? He's on the B bomb site as per usual. Not a bad position to be in when Liquid might go for a fast charge there and try and just brute force their way into a round. He's on short B for the time being, flashed off, but now having a look, seeing what's going on. You saw Liquid, they made their way through connector. There was a smoke down. This is a risky territory for a team on an anti-force by anti-eco.
Well, there you go. Olofmeister goes for some info into Sewers, and it's a rude awakening for him and also for Carrigan. Now, this is going quite well for Liquid. All they have to do now is gather up and just finish on the bomb site. They have a bunch of Molotovs and smoke grenades, so they can really make their lives very easy from this point forward. And in fact, Guardian will also offer himself up as the odds get worse and worse. He takes a big risk, does not pay off. Knife could come out here, that would be fun, but it's going to be the CZ. Almost a second. Had Rain gotten that second kill, he has a lot to work with. That would have been quite interesting, but it's unfortunately to be denied to us. And now it's just Nico with an AK. I say just Nico. I think it's never just Nico.
Never just Nico.
That's not a suffix that, or sorry, a prefix that really applies to Nico.
Nico with an AK-47.
He wins these.
They can see, the thing is they can buy regardless in the next round. So even though in a 1 versus 4, no kit, he's very unlikely to win the round. All damage is good damage. Unfortunately, that won't be the case. But yes, they can. Zeus for some reason. Oh, never mind. It's a full buy for FaZe. That's a focus at this point. Double AWPs. Olofmeister picking a second one up. So will we see a different approach from them? He's been an important information man towards that short B position, but having an AWP may somewhat restrict his movements.
Right, so one of the most pivotal rounds here now, as we are closing in on the end of time and regulation at least. Guardian going with the standard early peek there towards the party position, and it's going to be ELEAGUE actually leading the charge here with the bomb actually all the way up A long. I love this. It's a good gamble sometimes. You can just, if the TTs have not placed anyone in long, which can happen fairly often, you go for the gamble and you can run almost all the way onto the bomb site. However, FaZe did not play any people around connector. That's where they would really get exploited here. So there's still a really good opportunity for a good solid defense here from FaZe as Twist goes and gets the first entry. Not quite the second though. Guardian will deny him.
The bomb is on the floor, full rotation incoming, 3 versus 4. Can the CTs hold? Guardian holding angles. This is Bedlam, Nitro advancing. Oh, I didn't know Guardian was around the truck, and they're dueling, but they're not really landing anything. Nitro now with 2 kills, and he may have just done it for his team. We see Olofmeister, it looked like he was backing off, but Carrigan, will he go for the 1 kill immediately? He will. Hasn't seen Nitro through the smoke, but it's used to trade. Olofmeister 1 versus 2 now. Do they know where he is? Olofmeister, ever the lurker. Could he be anywhere? Well, they know where he is now. It's you spotted, but where is the second player? He's looking for the trade frag. Doesn't quite know where he is, but the smoke grenade tells the story. Nitro versus Olofmeister. There are 30 seconds for Nitro to play with. Olofmeister will stand in the smoke, but is he willing to gamble walk through it? Not quite. Nitro slowing things down, collecting the bomb. 20 seconds now, and he's just going to go for the hero plant and will land it. Cutting the noise, maybe Olofmeister was heading towards B, and it seemed that might be the case, but there he is, taking one in the face, but through an object, so Olofmeister still alive, just waiting. If he was a bit higher, he might see Nitro's shadow, but he would be more exposed. 51 HP, doesn't want that to be his reality. Nitro dancing around this box very well so far, but Olofmeister straight in the face. Very important clutch for FaZe Clan.
And it's always really interesting in those spots because it goes back to sort of what James said previously about Carrigan. Carrigan in that position where he tries to peek out to take the fight, and he's again in a 1v2. Like in these kinds of spots, there's a lot of value to being the player that takes the initiative. So when, all of a sudden, when Olofmeister makes some stepping noises close to the bomb there, you have Nitro in this spot where he doesn't want to get he doesn't want to be the guy getting peeked on. He wants to be the one taking the initiative, catching Olofmeister as Olofmeister is moving. And that's sort of like always going to be a position of strength. And that's the sort of dance, the mind game that's often going on in those 1v1s. So really, really patient stuff from Olofmeister. He's a very smart and intelligent player, and we can see it there. Playing all the safe options, playing it perfectly.
This is the round, Dan. This is the round. The loss bonus has been reset. No one's got any money left. If one team gets wiped out, then they're probably going to lose this game. There is an asterisk on the T side, obviously. If you plant the bomb, that may be enough to offer more in the next round. But assuming that doesn't happen, one of these teams is about to get fully wrecked.
Very quiet at the moment as FaZe go very defensive. And again, one of the reasons why they're doing that is because they have pretty low utility to start the round off with, and at this point, 1:10 left, they have 2 smokes and 3 flashes, and that's it really. So that's not a good look, and so they have to just rely upon a more passive approach here. It would go a very long way if Rain could get a couple kills by himself, as he so often is wont to do around the toilet's position. You can see Liquid slowly forcing FaZe back. Sui is no longer controlled by the FaZe team. Right now, they're somewhat in the dark as to what Liquid are trying to do here. Feeling that pressure towards A, but they don't know that it is for sure going to be an A play just yet.
Yes, I think Rain could identify at least 2 players around the toilet area. One person shooting through the smoke, one person throwing a molly. But what can they do to identify the other 3 players? Rain dancing around now. They're lining up for him, but he'll only get 1. Guardian is there to deliver another kill, and Carrigan's on A as well, but the defense is melting for FaZe Clan. Bomb being planted, smokes on both sides for extra cover. Good presence of mind from Zeus, 3 versus 2.
Nico and Olofmeister, a dangerous duo to say the least. Trying to work different angles here. It's going to be very important how they work off of each other from a distraction standpoint. The first person to take contact opens up the second player and vice versa. As they start to pinch onto the site, 2 players at long. Very dangerous setup. Olofmeister going for the first frag. The trade would have been guaranteed. It's Nico, though, that gets the kill. The information there is from Olofmeister. Nico can't survive. It's going to be the round there for Liquid. 14-14. And just as you said, James, the money is all but gone for FaZe. They are in a position where they're likely going to lose this game.
Can you imagine? We're in a position where everyone's predictions are about to get annihilated. But what's more important is what's going on in the server. That was an interesting 3-on-2. I think it was Twist who... It was Twist or Nitro. I think it was Twist who was like at the toilet's entrance to Long. They had 2 players in Long post-plant for Team Liquid, but I think he was so far away from the bomb site that he may as well have been flanking the toilet position. But there we go, they won the round regardless. We have a tactical timeout from FaZe, trying to figure out what they can do. Do they force buy here, or do they play for overtime? And indeed, the Mag 7 does rear its ugly head, but it's Rain who will be wielding it rather than... oh, wait a minute, he plays for FaZe. I was going to make a reference to Zeus as before, but of course, they are in a much better position with 4 AKs and an AWP. So the CZs are out. 3 smoke grenades for FaZe Clan. They cannot make too many mistakes in this round.
And this is one of those things too, again, where if you have a very cognizant team as to understanding what the opponent's money is like, you should be expecting play around connector, and it's often a place you want to avoid. There's too much variance. A lot of the weaker guns suddenly become very, very viable against the AKs, against the AWP that you may have on your team. So you just don't want to, level things out in that way by trying to make plays through connector, as we saw FaZe make that mistake previously on their T-half. Liquid, though, playing it much more passively. They're just looking at safe distance with JDM. He'll evacuate, and now the team will move together now towards the toilets positions. And that's, I like this a lot more than the way that FaZe did approach it.
Yeah, but there are still 3 smoke grenades on these players. And that might be a problem with 50 seconds left. 5-0. Rain in a... How does he get that frag? Well, the Mag 7 up close. 3 versus 2 now. FaZe have an opportunity. Guardian with a 2K.
Oh, wow.
That leaves Twist alone.
Just after I was saying that, I didn't like it when teams take, the plays into connector. And we'll talk about it in a moment because Twist is still on for this round. That is a great snap there from Twist, and now all of a sudden, Twist has both bomb sites afforded to him, but he has no idea where Carrigan is. He's got AWP, comes in from the back. The timing was absolutely perfect for Carrigan.
Back.
And Carrigan's going to feel good about that. In the previous round, Carrigan had a spot where he could probably have saved the round for his team, but there was like a massive timing situation where he repositioned at the wrong moment. Now in the next round, in a pivotal moment, the timing is favorable for him. So the gods of timing are cruel, James. Timing is a cruel mistress in the game of Counter-Strike. But it was kind to Carrigan in this instance. But again, we have to ask the question, should Liquid have gotten into that position? Because they were clearing out connector because they realized that there were one or two players there, but they could also just get the bomb onto the site as a team, and then those players, their position is completely useless. So this is, whenever you're playing against a team who has a bad economy, the best way for you to win a round and to avoid variance is by taking a bomb site and planting the bomb, because then they have to come to you and leave any of those dodgy positions around the map.
Fighting in connector against a force spy around smoke grenades is not recommended. There's a health warning for that. It is not approved. Carrigan getting a fast smoke into the monster position. Not the Bardolph smoke though. It's the normal one. And he will be. Oh, ELEAGUE. Talk about timing. He's looking in the top corner, see if anybody's there, and now it is a wipeout. Jettisoned into the sun. They will burn in the atmosphere. Team Liquid, it seems. 5 versus 2. Twist has an AK. He was pretty sharp in the previous round, but it wasn't enough. And now we're asking even more of him. AWPs trained in various angles. So much has gone wrong for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I think that what happened that previous round is JDM made a call that there were 1 or 2 players there, and then someone made a call saying, let's go and kill them, which I think obviously that should not be happening. And it's given FaZe the game. FaZe 16-14, they have, by the skin of their teeth, managed to get a victory out of this game. But this was a very messy game from both teams, and although FaZe do get the victory here, they're not going to be happy with it, but they will look at it as, hey, it's the first game, we won it, we're going to forget about it, we know we're better than that.
Yeah, that was sloppy, like a baby trying to drink a milkshake. Liquid will feel like the game was in their hands, and then they just gave it as a present.